Today, I am going to break down the real reason why your reselling business isn't growing. Let's get into it. Hey, what is up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am super glad you are here. I think I have a very informative video for you all today. I have a bunch of really interesting statistics and data on the reselling industry, whether you're a new reseller or a part-time reseller or a full-time reseller, whether you sell clothing or video games or antiques, it does not matter. I think this video is going to be very beneficial for you. Real quick, real brief, if you are new to this channel, my name is Jacob. I am a full-time online reseller. I've been doing this for the past 5 years. It's my full-time income. My business is growing and I have been documenting the growth of it on this YouTube channel, trying to help you all out along the way through my successes and my failures. So if you found this video informative or you got something out of it, then the best way to repay me is by hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel. Any way you can support the channel means the world to me. So like I said, my name is Jacob. If you're new, welcome. Super happy to have you. Let's get into today's video. So before we dive into why your reselling business might not be growing like you had expected it to grow, I actually want to break down a bunch of really interesting data on the reselling industry that you can use to help grow your business, or maybe give you a better perspective of why your business isn't growing. Some of this data is extremely shocking. It definitely kind of shook me a little bit and actually made me super optimistic about the future of this industry. So let's jump right into it. The biggest surprise to me, first and foremost, was the entire value of the reselling industry itself, which is $96 billion, and that is only expected to grow. Put that into perspective, that is bigger than the music industry. That is also bigger than the coffee industry. It is also almost as big as the domestic airline industry. Yes, the reselling industry, this little, industry that you see me working out of storage units with plastic totes, just this real kind of down-to-earth business, a real boring business sometimes, is bigger than some of these crazy industries like the big, glamorous and flashy music industry, and by a good margin at that. So yes, it's worth $96 billion. So there's a ton of opportunity in this industry. The number really makes me optimistic, but what makes me more optimistic is its projected growth. See, according to Statica, the reselling industry is already $96 billion, but in the next 5 years, by 2026, they are projecting that the reselling industry is going to double in size from $96 billion all the way to over $200 billion, which is absolutely insane. But it makes sense, right? As consumers are getting more and more of their commodities online, it only makes sense that they're going to be buying more and more resold stuff or secondhand stuff online as well. Shopify estimates that, e-commerce sales are just going to keep on growing, which shouldn't be a big surprise to anybody. I think a lot of this, pandemic online buying trend is a lot of it's here to stay, and I think we're going to see a lot of growth in e-commerce sales in the future, and I really think all these numbers are backing that up. Now, if these numbers are so great and the industry is growing, then why are some people having a really tough time growing their business? To be honest, I think this boils down to a few simple things. Much like any emerging industry, there's always going to be a gold rush right away, really before a lot of the competition sinks in. The reselling industry is, one of those industries. You're having a hard time growing your reselling business. Maybe you started it, last year or a couple years ago and you saw some really nice success, but now it's starting to get a little harder and harder. Your business isn't growing as fast as it was back then, or maybe you're just new to the industry and it doesn't seem like your business, it seems like your business should be growing faster? Well, it all boils down to competition. See, because, well, I think we are coming to a point in this industry where it's becoming, well, pretty competitive. If you're having a tough time finding a competitive advantage against the other people in this space, then you might have a challenging time seeing your business grow like you wish it would. To break down some more numbers when it comes to specific reselling platforms, eBay has almost 160 million active users on it. It's still the juggernaut reselling platform. Poshmark has about 80 million active users on it, so just about half the size of eBay. The most interesting statistics of all, as far as the US reselling market goes, and these are from Statica, and well, they estimate that there was 50 million resellers using these platforms last year, and over 30 million of them were first-time users or first-time resellers. I really don't think these are people that are diving into it with a part-time or full-time mentality. I think these are just people engaging with the apps like they were meant to be engaged with. Nonetheless, with that amount of people engaging with these reselling apps, obviously means that there's going to be more competition out there to resell inventory. That's kind of the landscape of the situation. It is a massive growing market with tons of active users and well, tons of active people trying to sell stuff online. So what does that mean for you and your business, especially if you're looking to grow your business in this emerging market? I like to look at this a couple of different ways. First and foremost, the easiest thing you can do comes from within. You're going to have to work harder than your competition. And that's not a very sexy answer by any means, but if you're looking into doing this as a full-time, well, career or income or what have you, or build a big full-time reselling business, you're gonna have to work hard. There's no two ways around it. If you want to outcompete the person who's casually selling stuff on the weekends or selling, you know, a piece of their wardrobe when it goes out of style, you are simply going to have to work harder than them. I feel like I've seen every face of this industry, so to speak, and well, to this day, my best sale numbers come, you know, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you know, leading into the weekend. And, you know, there's a lot of factors to that. You know, obviously people have more time off of work, so they're buying more, yada, yada, yada. But I like to think as well that a lot of my competitors in this space, they're also taking time off on the weekends. You know, on the weekends, that's one of the big times where I double down on getting more inventory posted and really bolstering up my operations, and I'm outsourcing, and I'm making sure I'm getting stuff listed, and I'm making sure I'm caught up on all my shipping. The weekends is really when I hit it hard. I'm not taking any time off. I'm trying to outwork my competition because, well, if there's more consumers out on the weekends, I'm going to try to provide more value and more options for them. And I think that's been a big part of my business. I've always been willing to sacrifice my weekends, even up until, you know, this year. You know, things are getting more and more comfortable in my life, I guess you could say, but, you know, I still don't watch football on Sundays, and I'm a diehard Minnesota Vikings fan, and I like ride or die for the team. I stay up to date on all the headlines and the stats and everything, but I don't sit down anymore and watch a 3.5 hour game on a Sunday. You know, I might put them on the radio or whatever, but I'll work through it. That's time where I'm outsourcing inventory or getting stuff listed. That's valuable time on the weekends that I can be providing stuff to potential consumers that are shopping on the weekends. So that's just an example of trying to outwork your competition. Another big example of it, and you know, I share a lot of stuff on this channel, and I try to take you in depth with some of my processes. Admittedly, I don't share everything on this channel, or I've been slow to share certain aspects of my business on this channel, and one of them is, and I don't think a lot of people know this, is I actually spend maybe 10, sometimes 15 hours a week driving just to source inventory because, well, in an ideal world, all the inventory would be at my fingertips in a very localized area, but I'm willing to sacrifice, you know, 10, 15 hours a week to actually drive and commute to go get quality and affordable inventory for my business. Yes, in my mind, I think that is one way I'm out competing and outworking my competitors. You know, I like to think at the end of the day, somebody isn't willing to, you know, 10 to 15 hours a week, that's a full work day or two. You know, if you work a normal 40-hour work week, that's a full work day plus more just, commuting. And I like to think that some other people aren't willing to do that, and that's been, hopefully a success in my business, or part of the reason why my business has been able to grow to where it is. But it's simply outworking your competitor. If your business isn't growing, just refuse to let that happen. Scorch the earth and just do everything you can in order to make things work. And it might not be pleasant, but sometimes the best things in life, they shouldn't be pleasant. And I think this is a good example of that. So the data backs up that we are on a big emerging industry. And if you want to have market share in the upcoming future, and as this industry continues to grow, you got to put your head down and plant your feet and start now, because, well, tomorrow it might not be there. The next day it might not be there. I was going to use a bunch of different, points and different examples of how you can make your business grow, but honestly, I think it's just working hard, working harder than your competitor. Just be smart, fill the weaknesses in your business, and just put your head down and keep going. I think that is ultimately the best thing you can do. The bright side of all of this, we are on the brink of an emerging industry, and the numbers are looking super, super optimistic. And I am definitely going out there and trying to get my share of that. And well, you should be too, because the future is bright. So there you go, everybody. I hope you learned something in this video. If you didn't, resonate with my message of working harder, that didn't motivate you, so be it. Hopefully the numbers and the data and the statistics were insightful to you and your business. I'm just doing the best I can. I'm a one-man show, but I'm passionate and I'm willing to work hard, and well, I'm gonna see how far that takes me. Everybody, that is today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you made it to this point in the video, you are truly the best. But in the meantime, be good to one another, and I'll see you all again. Peace.